Good morning. This is Mia here. I am so excited, as always. I'm super excited to be here today. And I wanted to talk really specifically about how coaching and consulting can change your life. Even licensing what you know can change your life. And whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching this replay, this is my gift to you. And my only goal is to support those of you who are ready this upcoming year with renegotiating the way that you earn, like taking all of your background, your gifts, your knowledge, your talent, your experience, and figuring this thing out how you can package what you're doing into a product or service on or offline. Today's live is going to be fire. Let me just tell you, okay? So you need to invite anyone that you know that is a coach or a consultant, that's a trainer, that's a professional, someone with a great soft skill, meaning you have the ability to create results for others with what you know how to do, but you might not be monetizing it yet. And you've been trying to figure out, maybe the biggest question you've had is, hey Lois, good to see you, is how do I take all of my years of experience, how do I take my expertise that I've created, and how do I go to work as myself? That was the primary question that I attempted to ask and answer for myself 20 years ago. I knew I had really great systems for mothers because I had used them for myself. And I knew they could be of value to other women. I wasn't monetizing being a mom, but I knew that what I knew how to do naturally, my soft skill, had value properly packaged. So today what I'm going to talk about is how coaching, consulting, licensing can really support many of you with renegotiating really at the highest level the way that you earn, the way that you live, the freedom you desire, not having a cap on your income. And if you are interested in hearing more, I want you to say more. Just write more here, because this is going to be an interactive live. I don't have notes. I'm just going to speak from my heart. And I was thinking about this just this morning during my prayer time, and I'm like, I want for you what I have. And I know it's possible because when I got started in my business, Corrine, over 20 years ago, I had an idea. I knew that I was smart. I knew that I could create results for others because I created results for myself. I knew that, Jackie, that I could, Jacqueline, that I could create results at work. I was always in demand, and many of you that watch me, you're in demand. People love what you do at work professionally. You're the rock star. You're the giant in the workplace. And if you are, it's okay to acknowledge that you're a giant. You can write giant, #giant here, because I'm totally interested in having that conversation. But I actually needed to build a business where I could wrap around all of my giftedness and all of my talents into a process or a system that would allow me not to limit who I was or what I could offer people at the highest and tallest level. And I'll tell you this, that a lot of times, maybe you've thought about starting a business, or you've started it and it's not where you want to be, or you had some bumps along the road in getting started. And you've been trying to figure out, how do you make it work? Because you're trying to think about that one lane that maybe somebody told you you needed to operate in. But the truth of the matter is, and I'm talking to giants here, when you're gifted and talented like Vicky and Kashawn and Corrine, right? Like when you're gifted and talented, there's not one lane for you. I found for myself that I had to figure out how to package all of who I was, the brilliance of what I knew how to bring to the table, without shrinking my shine. And the same is true for you. Like maybe you've thought about coaching and consulting, and you thought you had to start in one particular way. And that one way just didn't get you stoked or fired up or attract clients. It didn't allow you to create the kind of success that you wanted. And you got a bad taste in your mouth around, starting and building out a coaching business. Maybe that's how you started. Or maybe it's that you haven't started. You're trying to take your professional work. Maybe you're a therapist, and you're trying to figure out for yourself, how do I take what I know how to do, my methods, and support people in a different way. And you know that as a therapist, you're trading time for dollars. And while you are making a generous income, $200, $300 an hour per client, you are transactional in what you're doing, and you're looking to change that. If you're looking to change that, right, I'm looking to change that. That's what I'm going to talk about today. This is all just on my heart because I did a live quickly yesterday about stepping inside the dream. And I said, actually, you don't get to step inside your dream without actually taking action. So the conversation continues today. And I want to talk about the action that you can take that will allow you to live your life on your own terms. This is what coaching and consulting and licensing can do for you. It will allow you in many ways, and I'll go deep on this, it'll allow you in many ways to do work that you absolutely love to do. So instead of you taking a slice of your skills on your talents and your abilities, which might be how you're working currently, it will allow you to say, this is what I really love to do. This is my secret sauce. This is my sweet spot that I want to give the world. Whenever I do this type of work and deliver results to clients, it's my highest level of fulfillment. If you build out a coaching business, you can build it based on the things energetically that grow you, that fire you up, that allow you to feel ignited about your work. And I wanted to talk about that specifically because there are so many people today who are looking to renegotiate the way they work and the way that they earn. They're doing work, they've gone to school forever, right? Learned whatever they needed to know, and they thought it would be different on the other side 20 years into their career. And they're looking for that passion and that drive and the idea of doing what you're doing for the next 20 years. You're like, I could pull my eyeballs out, right? I know, right? Like literally. That was me. I really was trying to figure out how could I take the best of what I knew how to do and how could I put it in a structure. And for me, I found that to be coaching. Coaching for me has allowed me to be able to support women who want to take their knowledge, what they know how to do, their background, their education experience, and how to put it in a system that I could deliver results for them, right? And it's allowed me to change the lives of others. And I get really stoked about it because I get to do work that doesn't actually feel like work. If you build out a coaching business based on what you know how to do, all those years of experience, all of that education that you've acquired and the investments that you've made, all of the certifications, all of the learning things the hard way and then learning what works and being able to share the exact same process, your thought leadership with others, you can literally change your life from that. And what most people do is they create a watered down version of what they think coaching is because they've been watching people do it wrong. I can tell you, I have done it wrong and I have done it right. And the way that I built my business now has given me tremendous time freedom. Tremendous time freedom. I can work from the comfort of my home or I can work anywhere that I choose in the world. And that's really important, and I want that for you. See, coaching for you will allow you to not only use your skills, but it'll allow you to work how you want to work. You can decide I want to work 1 day a week, or I want to work 2 days a week, or I only want to work on Wednesdays and Fridays, and I want to take the rest of the week off. Coaching for you will give you the greatest level of flexibility. And here's the coolest thing that I also love about coaching. You guys getting value? Is this making sense? Coaching is the only thing that I know that you can do for clients where there's not a cap on your income. There's no cap on what you can earn. So let me explain and go deeper with this because it's probably not even what you've seen or what you even understand. Because if you haven't built a really profitable coaching business, then you likely have limited knowledge around how it works. Coaching is the only thing that I know where you ultimately are paid based on the results and transformation that you provide. So there's never any cap on what you're earning. Well, my husband and I, for many years, about 17 years, owned a commercial laundry, which did multi-millions. And the fact of the matter is that business, there was always a cap. We could not increase our prices double because our services were better than someone else's, right? Like we couldn't, because we would be priced right out of the market. But coaching is different because you get paid based on the results and transformation that your expertise provides. You literally can increase your prices at a rate that we never could in a conventional business. Real estate. My husband and I are investors in real estate, and I love real estate. It's a great great way to leverage what you're doing. However, we cannot have a home that's worth whatever, right? Like, let's say a $500,000 home. We cannot increase the price of that home to $700,000. The market determines what we can sell it for. But coaching doesn't quite work that way. See, if you have an ability to create results for someone and someone is seeking that result, and you're the expert at that, then you're in demand. And actually, you're scarce at what you know how to do because you create results. I mean, think about building your coaching business from a completely different perspective, which is instead of just trying to set a business up, think about building a business that solves the highest and tallest problems that you know how to solve. Does that make sense? Right? Like, so I just said, like, I am going to start my business helping moms with finding better ways to practice self-care for themselves, because I knew a lot of women were getting lost in motherhood. It was something I had done since I was 6 months pregnant. I knew the problems that happened because women got lost in motherhood. They ended up having marriages that they couldn't connect with their spouse in certain ways because they were so lost from themselves, they couldn't be intimate with their spouse. Sometimes they didn't even enjoy the motherhood journey per se because they were so exhausted by trying to over deliver as a mom that they forgot what balance really looked like for them personally, right? So I knew that there was a demand, and I knew that I had overcome that. And if I had a system that I could build and offer it to other women, it would save marriages. It would allow them to be better mothers and that could connect more deeply with their kids. You know, things like that. So it doesn't have to be that you're solving world issues. It could be just a common problem that you're supporting your clients with solving. Like, just think about it. So I want to ask a question. For those of you who are thinking about coaching or consulting, tell me, what is your area of expertise? Well, what kind of coach are you interested in becoming? So that I can see here, and I'll just make a comment on a couple of you and just share with you, like, the power of what this could look like. For me, I realized that starting with where I was all I needed. I didn't start by getting certified as a coach or anything like that. I had experience, practical experience that was called my life, that things that really worked for me. And as a result of that, I wanted to support other women. So marriage and family. So think about it this way, Corinne. For marriage and family coaching, what is the cost of a family breaking apart because of divorce? It's very expensive, right? It's emotionally expensive, right? It's financially, in many cases, can be very devastating. We won't discuss the lack of esteem that happens. What about what happens to the kids? So if what you do helps families and marriages heal and become better, it's very valuable. And if I have a problem with my marriage that's impacting my family, and I hire you and you've got a step-by-step process to support me with enhancing where we are as a family, that's very valuable because the cost is going to be way greater. So one of the things to think about is, how can you take something that you absolutely are passionate about, which would be marriage and families, and come up with a proprietary system, a process where you can help them with your methods, not the methods that you see other people creating, the method, the Corinne method, because that method is going to be based on your experience, your background, your gifts, your talents, and your expertise. It is the way that your ideal clients are going to want to work with you because of all of your knowledge about marriage and families. Now, think about what it's like for you in terms of quality of life. Quality of life, helping families stay together or have better marriages, right? Is that a great, you know what I mean, when you think about result for you for work? Like, what does that do? How does that make you feel? It'll make you feel incredible. It'll make you feel like you're not working. It'll make you feel like you're operating with ease and grace, and it's what I teach my clients how to do. In essence, most people come to me very much like you. They have an idea of who they want to serve. They're not sure how to take the idea of what they want to do and how to put it in a structure that would be profitable and that would be targeted for their ideal client in a high-ticket way. You know, a lot of people who want to get started in coaching have no idea how to systematically build the business so that it creates profitability and freedom for them, because they've seeing things so many different ways by trading time for dollars. I hope that helps you. Shirley writes, I'm a speech language pathologist serving families and teaching parents how to facilitate language in the homes. You know, if you think about, I've actually coached both marriage and family coaches. I have marriage and family coaches and mom coaches. And also, I've had clients also who do speech and language pathology. One is very successful, actually, runs a really popular podcast, Ikua. So, but I want to say this, that think about if you have a system that you use that's been very effective with families and teaching families how to transfer what you know to them, right? Then you could not only work with those families, you could likely have some other clients that would love to license your knowledge. And maybe you've never thought of it this way, but it's really very powerful to look at what you know how to do and think about many different ways to be able to do it without you physically having to be the person to do it. That means taking your knowledge and knowing how to put it in a structure step by step. So my background's corporate training. That's how I got my start. And I worked for Citibank, and I was a trainer for them. And I would devise and create content and teach all kinds of curriculum and things like that from scratch. So my perspective in terms of how I coach my clients is based on that, right? I show them how they can take what they want to do, leveraging their backgrounds, and what are the best methods for them to be able to monetize. For you, Shirley, it sounds to me like licensing would be a tremendous option for you to build a profitable business. What do you need to know how to do that? You need to know how to, one, take what you know how to do and put it in a proprietary system, number one, and how to secure that system. What else do you need to know how to do? You need to know how to build the business so that with the most profitable models, right? So that it's time rich, so that you're building a business that you love to do, but it also allows you to have the freedom. What else do you need to know? You also need to know who could be the ideal client, which I think in your case is not just the families. You might actually have a different client as a family. I'll share a story with you. And actually, you guys can see on my page, I did an interview last week with one of my clients, Chevelle, and she's a chess coach. And her clients were families that would invest for their kids to learn how to play the game of chess. And it was a low ticket investment, maybe 40 or 60 bucks, something like that. And we started working together, and within 9 months, she's closed significant six figures. We renegotiated her packages. I showed her how to offer her services in a completely different way. We changed who the client was. So I just want to just get you to think differently about how coaching and consulting can allow you to live life on your own terms, because sometimes people never think of it this way. Linda, I'm a professor of education working with student teachers and focusing on mentorship. I want to serve teachers, but they don't have money to spend. So maybe teachers are not your ideal client. So Linda, I want you to think differently about that. You know, like, who is it that services the teachers you get to serve? Right? Where do those teachers come from? Likely who, that might be the client for you. So, and it's also not just picking the client, but also knowing how to put together what I call the package of what you're offering, how to price that package so it fully values the results that you create. All right? Because a lot of times we're just selling services when there's a bigger piece of what you could offer to your ideal clients that positions you differently. Knowing how to position what you do in such a way so that competition becomes irrelevant. Are there people who compete with us? Always, right? But the reality is that, if you create amazing results, there's no competition in the marketplace. People are always going to want to work with you because of what you know how to do. All right? And it's flat true. And knowing how to structure your business, your packages around that's real important. And then also knowing how to find buyers, how to have a premium sales conversation with them is real important, and not selling time, like selling what you're doing by the hour, $40 an hour, $100 an hour, $200, $500 an hour, because then it puts a capacity on your income, and ultimately it tells the client to buy the wrong thing. Clients are looking to invest in results, not time. Okay, because if I can help you with a solution in 15 minutes that will allow you to hit six figures and beyond, who cares how much? I mean, it's 15 minutes. It's like, isn't that a better solution? So you don't need like 10 hours, right? If you could, in 15 minutes, I could share something with you that can create a great, amazing results. Are you getting value from what I'm sharing? I wanted to talk specifically today about how coaching and consulting and licensing can literally change your life. And if you've not thought about it, I really want you to think about it. I would love to invite you to the Giant Experience Master Training, where it is for exactly the women that have just come forward today with their scenarios. If you're looking to take your knowledge and put it in a system and learn how, thank you, Lois, how to take what you're doing and how to package it at the highest level. If you are ready to create results for people, if you are tired of doing things that don't work, or maybe you just want to create a transition plan, create an additional $500,000, right, a year in your business. Maybe you want to learn how to build a business working one to many, in opposed to trading time for dollars. All right, check out miaredrick.com is my website. My free webinars there. But also, you can sign up for the master training. And I did mention yesterday to the community, if you sign up before Tuesday and use the code GIANT, you will save $1,000. Okay, I appreciate you, Linda. Right? I've thought about it. I've been asked to do a podcast a couple times, and so we've just started with doing the Results Incubator, which I think if I do a podcast, Linda, and thank you for that, it'll be a visual podcast, right? Like I that's what I'm thinking. And I definitely have thought about it. I've been asked over and over again, literally more recent times. And my goal is really just to support people with what works, because what I've done has worked. And not only has it worked for me, but you guys have seen it. I mean, we've literally thousands of clients I've supported. All my clients create products. I don't even have clients that don't create a product. But hundreds of my clients that have come through the Giant Experience Master Training have just done so well and created significant and amazing results with my proprietary process to show them that no matter your background, your gifts, and your talents, you can package your knowledge. It's my name, Mia, M-I-A, Redrick, REDRICK.com, MiaRedrick.com, right? And when you go there, it's a pretty simple site. You'll see my webinar at the top. The Giant Experience Master Training Online is the best first step if you want to figure out how to put these pieces together and to stop struggling with this. I know so many people have been told when they're thinking about building a coaching business, you need to work on your brand. And I don't teach that at all. You don't need to do all that. Okay, I have clients that have made six figures, closed big deals. They have never even set up a website, because I show them what's most important first, which is taking your knowledge, understanding how to take it, how to put it in a structure that you can monetize, and how to identify the ideal buyer. And I think because I worked in the corporate sector for so long, that I understand in many ways the way that content can be bought and sold, distinct to what you do. And that's been really our sweet spot in terms of being able, my consulting, coaching my clients, and consulting them on the best next steps for them. They've done all kinds of things, whether we're talking about, obviously selling what they do at the highest level, but they've also, for the very first time, many of them are doing work that they love on their own terms. For the very first time, for many of them, they're present for their families in a way that they never have been. Thank you. They're present for their families, right, in ways that they couldn't be in their conventional work. For many of them, they're no longer burnt out doing work that they don't like to do anymore. For many of them, they've been able to work from the comfort of their home without getting up in the morning and just running off, right, and spending their day responding to life in opposed to building their business around their life. And my heart, you're right, I just want to see more of you guys have it, because I've been a full-time entrepreneur for over 20 years, and this is the one thing that I do not regret at all in my life. It's changed my life, and you can change your life. I teach my clients that every single thing that I teach them, that they implement, they have the power to change their life. My clients, many of them have done things, thank you, Chrysia, that I've never done before. Meaning as quickly, they get to stand on my shoulders. I show them what works. I have a significant media background. I show them what works. I've done significant deals with Fortune 100 companies using my and leveraging my brand. And I show them how that works. I've done lots of consulting with major companies. I show them how it works. So there's nothing that I'm teaching them that's hypothetical. I show you how you can be authentic, being who you are, not being a creative duplicator or copying what other people do, because there's no power in that. There's no excitement in that. There's no thrill in that. You being all of who you are will get you stoked. You'll feel fully alive for the very first time. So if this live is supporting you in some way, you know someone that wants to be a coach, a consultant, or do licensing, I want you to share it with someone else, because you know it's like not keeping all the goodness to yourself. And I would love to hear an aha or takeaway that you have had being here today. What was an aha or takeaway that you have? I'm going to just sip my coffee while I wait, because I think it's so important to not only hear, but to listen. Hey, Tracy, welcome to Live. Today I'm talking about how coaching, consulting, and licensing can change your life, because for the very first time, you can take what you want to do and package it into a product or service online or offline. You can build a business around your life. You know, it's something that I think is so important. Because Sean, your aha was not charging based on time, right? And you know, to learn how to do that properly, you could try and teach yourself. But why would you? You know, like, come to the Giant Experience Master Training, right? Learn what you don't know how to do and make that the shortcut. That's what my client said the other day. She said, I feel like I paid you for the shortcut. And I'm into that, right? And so your other aha was, Kashawn, was packaging my services differently. Yeah. Understanding how to do it. What is your differential? What is it that you bring to the table that makes you distinct? Not being a cookie cutter version of someone else, but understanding the power of you being you. That is one of the greatest gifts. Like, I come on, I share who I am, what I do. I share my family. And I've attracted an incredible tribe of what I call giants, women who are smart and sharp, equally as authentic. Linda writes, being authentic and share your gifts. And you can share all of who you are with your clients. So a lot of times we've been told to shrink our shine or not. You know, you can do this, but you can't do this. You can't put these things together. That's what I was told when I got started in business, that, you know, Mia, look, no one's going to pay you for this mom stuff. The training, why don't you just go back and be a corporate trainer and get another job? And I'm so grateful I didn't listen. I realized I could take all of my knowledge about how to buy licensing, structure licensing deals. I could take my knowledge of how to build out high-level curriculum. Thank you, darling. And I could merge that with my mom strategy. And I'm so glad that I put it all in the pot. And I just want to encourage you to put all of who you are in a pot. Okay, you know what I mean? Put it in a pot. It's your uniqueness. It's your stew. It's your sauce. And it's the thing that's going to allow you to win. You know, it was funny when I started this business so long ago, 20 years ago, my mom and dad were like mom coaching. And so they didn't understand it because it was all online. And, you know, there weren't any mom coaches really to think about at that time. And now they think I'm like the smartest girl in the world. Like, there will be people right now in your world who might not understand your secret sauce or what you're meant to throw in this pot to make your secret sauce and stew. But they will be your biggest champions later on, because you're meant to lead from the front. So this idea of doing what everybody else is doing, it's not working. We know it's not working. You know, during COVID, most of you were home working remotely. And for the very first time, you got to experience something in a consistent way that maybe you like some part of that. And you're looking at, like, how can I go to work for myself? How can I do this? Kashawn writes, I love your confidence. And I appreciate you saying that. And you know what confidence comes from, LaShawn? Confidence comes from doing. It comes from acting. You know what I mean? It comes from taking actions in the direction of what you want, making mistakes and learning from them. And then you become sure in who you are because of the journey. That's what that is. I think confidence is a beautiful thing, right? It's a beautiful thing. And it's something that I support my clients in growing, in understanding and valuing being confident, owning being confident. I call it owning your bigness, right? Your giganticness, because there's a brilliance that's on the inside of you, and the world needs it. And we need you to own the fact that that is brilliance. Okay, that's called confidence, because the only reason I'm going to want to work with you, the only reason I'm going to hire you is because I'm certain that you're certain that you can do this for me. And so a lot of times, in order for us to step into that next level of living for ourselves, we have to do that inner work on ourselves, which is it's a constant, a work in progress. And we have to become sure at, what is it that we know how to do without question. Thank you, Krizia writes here. The Giant Experience Master Training, the link here, you can just click on it and learn more about how I can support you with packaging your knowledge into a high-ticket product on or offline. And even if you don't have a product yet, if you want to take your professional skills and you've been trying to figure out how to put this together, the Giant Experience is absolutely for you. The way it works is 45 days of training you get instant access to when you sign up. So you sign up today, instantly you get access to the training. But outside of that, you join me August 20th and 21st. Perfect time, actually, to go into the fall, and the new year new. And with private consulting, and I get to listen to your ideas and help you to mold and direct you around what might be the right path for you to get started with this, how to package this at the highest and tallest place, how to price what you're doing, how to look at it differently so you're not selling time and instead you're incorporating leverage in your life, how to position your marketing so that competition is irrelevant and your ideal clients will pick you because you're you, and also how to find buyers and how to close and sell. And that's something that's really important, because a lot of my clients have never sold anything before they start working with me. And I show them very distinct ways that are distinct to them on how they can have a conversation with someone to offer their services. And it's very, very powerful. I love the ahas today. I love the takeaways. I hope that you have an amazing day. I look forward to seeing you inside of the Giant Experience Master Training. And more importantly, I hope that there's something I said that has supported you. I hope that you take it to heart. But not only that, that you also take an action in the direction of the change you desire. Because the only way you're going to change your life, you have to take an action. You have to take an action. Last call, any questions, any ahas? Is there something that I should have said that I didn't say that you wanted me to talk about? And if so, you can just write it here and I'll answer it. Any ahas or takeaways? It's a beautiful day today. It's warm, but it's not hot. It's just perfect day to be outside. So I'm just enjoying the balcony and having a good old time. Are there any questions for me? Something that you've been wanting to ask me that you haven't had a chance to ask? Or something that I didn't mention at the top of the live? If you're just joining me, make sure you watch the top of the live. I share why coaching, consulting, and licensing is the best business ever. There's no cap on your income. You can build it around the life you want. You can work from the comfort of your home or anywhere you choose. You can use your highest and tallest gifts, right? And you get to do work that's absolutely fulfilling. And I think that's really important to know that that exists for you and that it is not a pipe dream. Not only have I been able to build an amazing business that I love, but my clients have. And I always tell them my goal is to help them get free, but not only get free, but to stay free. And that is super important as well. Get yourself free and stay free, right? And that there you have to have the right foundation. You've got to have the right packaging from the beginning to be able to build a business that you absolutely love, okay? I want to thank you for your time today. I appreciate you for being here. You could have been anywhere, but you were here. And I'm excited that you're here. Linda says, is there a place to see the industries that your giant consultant? I need some inspiration, direction. Sure, you can click on the link for the Giant Experience Master Training and just literally go to the bottom of the page or the middle of the page, and you'll see, I don't know if there's 50 testimonials there. You could go on my YouTube channel and pull up testimonials. We have hundreds, and they share the different industries that they're a part of. And so almost any industry I've worked with, for the most part, I mean, it's just incredible, there. And if you have a specific question, you can always shoot an inbox, and either I will get back to you or a member of my team will support you, specifically. But I've worked with clients of all kinds of industries, and it's just a joy. And I always feel like what I'm doing, Linda, they're so different. Clients are so different that it's like doing work that's never connected. The clients aren't doing the same things, which I really love. So that's just really great because the models work. So at the end of the day, the models work. If you have an ability to create results for others, that's all that matters. It's not distinct to industry per se in terms of building a profitable coach, consulting, or licensing. It's you need to know how to structure your knowledge so that your ideal clients in your industry see it as something exceptionally valuable. And you also need to know how to price it to value the transformation you bring to the table, and also how to market what you do so your ideal clients come to you instead of you hunting for clients. That's really important. And then I would say also knowing how to have a sales conversation without feeling like, you have to sell something. Like, I'm over that. Like, people come to us every single day to work with me because of the results and transformation I can demonstrate. And when you build what you do based on results and not hype, then people are going to want to work with you, and they're going to want to come to work with you or look for you or refer you because of your history, your track record of results. Now, if you listen to any of my lives, you know that whenever I think about a track record, you want to make sure that the people you decide to work with, your mentors, your coaches, right? Number one, that they have a history of creating results for others. So if someone is great at what they do, they have a history of creating results. And also that they have a current ability to do so. So that's really important. When someone's teaching you what they do, they should be able to show you that they've done it for more than one client, ideally. I would think that they would have a sampling of clients. In our case, we have hundreds of people who've raised their hand and said, we've created amazing results with me. They're very specific around what it is that they've done. I can't guarantee that anybody would create the same results, but I haven't had a failure for people who do the work, who are investment minded, who say yes and figure it out, who take an action, in opposed to, people who need to be convinced that they're great, right? You have to step into the kind of mentor and consulting that you want. The Giant Experience Master Training is a great first step for anyone that is looking to put those pieces that I just talked about together. It is now, the price just went up to $34.97. If you're in my community until Tuesday, you can use the coupon GIANT and save $1,000. Simple. So use the coupon GIANT, type the word GIANT, and you save $1,000. So it's my way of supporting my clients, my community, always. But after Tuesday, the new price is the new price. So, my only goal is to support you. And, I could charge literally $7,500 to $10,000 for this master training. It's just that good. It is my way to pay it forward, because when I got started in business, I wouldn't have had $10,000 to get started. You know what I mean? So or maybe I wouldn't have trusted myself enough to find the money for that. And I'm so grateful that I was investment minded, that I said yes to myself, because in doing so, and all of the investments that I've made in myself over the years have really changed me. So I want to thank you for that question. It was a great question. Any last questions? And I'm going to sign out. I appreciate you for being here as always, and for showing up for yourself. And I hope that there's something that I've said to move you in the direction of the change you desire. The Giant Experience Master Training is amazing. And when you go to the page, you'll see the link here in the comments. You'll see for yourself the kind of results that these women have created. They have done the work. My clients are amazing. They are incredible. They're action takers, implementers, go-getters, go-givers. That's who I work with. And I don't work with people who hem and haw and make excuses or who want to glean information, because you can't change your life by gleaning. You got to be on the inside. All right? I love you guys. Have a great and amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon.